Okay. All right, going live on Facebook. All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 2 of the Blossoming Into You show. As mentioned, I am doing this show with the intention to provide a safe, nurturing, and supportive platform and a space for women across the globe to blossom into who they are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even sexually. And last week we had Sabrina from all the way from Italy. And today I am so honored and so ready to dive into this beautiful sacred conversation with a beautiful woman. Her name is Sharlene. And Sharlene, you can share with us in a second where you're tuning in from. But I just want to take some time to first acknowledge Sharlene for her courage and her vulnerability. She's been my audience for the Blossoming Into You series, the 21-day series, ever since I launched it back in December. And ever since then, I've really been watching her showing up powerfully for what it is that her heart is yearning for. There's desires in her to fully blossom. And she's been showing up so courageously every step along the way. So, with that being said, I'm really excited to be on here today to talk specifically about anger. Lots of the times we've been taught and conditioned to feel that anger it's a really bad emotion that we're not supposed to express. And today we are going to shift that. We're going to shift into thinking about how to embrace anger as a beloved child. So with that being said, Shalene, welcome to the show. So excited to have
Thanks.
you.
Thanks. I'm excited here. It's like I picture the boxing ring and you were just like my announcer, you know. I'm like, that'd be awesome every room I walk into.
Well,
Just
you
record
you
that.
you get to have that. You get to have a beautiful intro. And Shalene, thank you again for being on here. The conversation that we're about to have, I also like I can almost feel with my soul that it's going to touch so many people's lives. So thank you. Really quickly, where are you
Yeah.
tuning in from?
W- Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. So pretty cold up here. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Very
so
cold.
cool. I was just talking
I'd
to
much
some
be
friends. Yeah,
I'd
I'm
love
like
to be
wearing dress and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
sandals in California.
Yeah. I'd like to be where you are. I'll be honest. I say to my ancestors, really, Canada? That was your idea? But
Well, it's beautiful, right? It's
it is.
snowing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so Shelly, let's jump right into this. Like right before we hit record, your heart is already wide open, so vulnerable, so ready to jump straight into this conversation. And I want to give you space really to share with me what really inspired you or called you forward to even be here today, to connect with me, to do the work of cultivating self-love. What's been sitting on your heart?
That as much as I don't know who I am, I know that the way that I'm living doesn't cultivate the life that I want to live. And I know that there's things that need to change, because I know I don't feel good when I'm just reacting to say like it doesn't feel good, and I know it's not my authentic self, and
Mhm.
I want to come from an authentic place, and I seem to get overwhelmed and confused by the information that I'm seeking.
Mhm.
I don't know how to implement it. It's like I can hear it and it resonates and it makes sense, and then I'm like, okay, but now what? Oh, now what
Mhm.
do I do with this? So
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
a lot of it is just, yeah, wanting to be authentic, and knowing that this negative, the low vibration that I'm coming from isn't authentic.
Mhm.
I know it's coming from me, but it doesn't
Mhm.
feel like it's me, because
Mhm.
I know I don't want to hurt people, and I
Mhm.
know how guilty or shame or all those negative vibrations again that I can feel after I react in a certain way, a way that I don't feel I would actually want to, because I know I'm just coming from a place that I'm not understanding what's going on either, like inside me or around me. So I'm just like, again, I'm probably just reacting from fear of
Mhm.
whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I just want to feel
Okay.
better about my interactions.
Got
Yeah.
it. So what I'm hearing you say is that you don't feel that you're living in your authentic truth. There every day maybe there are circumstances or situations outside of you that happen, that arises, and you tend to react in maybe anger, in frustration, in ways that you know it's not your authentic truth. And then adding on top of that, you beat yourself up for, why did I act this way? Why did I not show up the loving self that I know I am deep down? Like, what is wrong with me? So
Yep.
on top of the pain, on top of the trigger, you are also beating yourself up and adding more pain on yourself, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. You nailed
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. And Shirley, when do you find yourself reacting the most, like out of anger? What triggers you usually?
Mm, wow. New changes, I guess changes, let's say at work, there's new rules, and then I don't understand them, and so I don't do them in the way that work is expecting me to. So then when I'm getting I guess feedback,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it is constructive criticism, but to me it feels like an attack, or it feels like maybe I'm saying to myself, you're a failure, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
uh whatever the stories that I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
So, and then it'll be small things like especially customer service lines, and um this expectation, I guess uh just um when customer service will say like, how do you what's your name?
Mm-hmm.
And I know every time they're going to spell my name wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and so I get frustrated already. I'm like, why aren't they asking it in a different way? Because I know we're going to go over it like 3 or 4 or 5. And so I'm like starting this whole script in my head instead of just having patience with them and just saying, hey, my name is Tricky. I'll spell it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why am I like, yeah. So it'll just be situations where I have these unrealistic expectations of everyone else around me, that they are going to behave in a certain way or ask a question in a certain way, so they don't set me off like somehow I'm their
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. Or yeah, so it feels
Okay.
like, and I think a bit of like what I've been looking at, I don't know, you'll you'll rein it in for me, but it's that
Mm-hmm.
perfectionism
Well,
and
let's
expect,
break it
yeah,
down. Let's break it
sure.
down, Shirley. First of all, I'm curious, and you don't have to say like who the person
No,
is or
please.
like who he or she is to you, but I'm curious to know, like, is there a specific person at work, in your current work situation right now that tends to push your buttons a lot, usually that triggers you?
Yep.
Okay, so this
Yep.
person, is it a guy or a woman?
Female.
Okay, it's a woman.
Yep.
So whoever she is, who does she remind you of?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I would just be coming from my ego right now. I don't know if it's actually like,
What's the first thing that comes up for you?
well, like, I don't know. I don't know. One of my parents, I'm sure she
Mm,
represents one of them. I don't know which one.
mhm. Okay.
One
Okay.
was really aggressive and one was really passive. And
Mm,
so the person, the
mhm,
person that I'm struggle with the most at work
mhm, mhm.
is really passive.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Was your mom the passive one?
yeah, my mom was the passive one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So tell me more, when you say passive, how was she being passive growing up, your mom?
Because I would tell her about the abuse that was going on, and
Mm,
she wouldn't come home
mm,
instead of dealing with it. So then I
mm,
learned not to even tell her about it, because then that meant I would be home alone with him or them,
mm,
and I didn't
mhm,
want to be home alone. So then
mhm,
you just learn to keep it to yourself, and then uh yeah. So to me, it was just really passive,
mm. So
you
you
know?
were in a lot of pain, maybe you were in fear, and
Yeah.
how old were you? Do you remember, especially? Specific.
Like, well, the last time anything happened to me physically, was when I was 17 because I pressed charges.
Okay. And what was the youngest that you can remember? How old were you?
I was in grade 6.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I'm
So
not
that's
sure how
around
old.
11, I think. 11 or 10.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, around there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay. So 10 or 11. Okay.
yeah.
So little girl, Sharlene, 10 or 11 years old, and you at that age, you really needed that protective mothering nurturing figure in your life, but in moments when you were in pain, when you were uncertain about what was going to even happen next, the next second, and you were in fear, but when you reached out, she wasn't available, she wasn't receptive, she wasn't there for you.
Yeah.
So what did you make up about yourself when that happened?
That's a really great question that I wish I knew the answer to. I don't. It just became normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, uh, it
Okay.
just became normal. So I don't even know what I said to myself. I know what people say that I was like when I was growing up. A lot of people say that or a lot of family said that that I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't remember being angry per se. I just remember going through the motions.
Do you
Yeah.
remember like how did you feel in that moment when you reached out to mom but she wouldn't come home?
Oh, just all hope was lost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I probably saw her as, if you will, like you call 911 when you need help, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
probably saw her as that. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, help isn't coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, that would probably sum it up. Help isn't coming.
Mm-hmm. So even when it was almost like a life-threatening emergency, and she was the person that you counted on, that you trusted, but she broke your trust when she wasn't coming. You were left
Yeah,
all
sounds
alone.
accurate. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
sounds accurate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Charlene, how did you cope with that? What were some ways that you have cultivated to protect yourself when you knew that no help was coming?
I feel like it was food because I feel like that was the only thing I had control of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, trying to think if there was anything else. Um, I don't. I'm
Did you
trying to.
keep to yourself? You withdraw?
I
So
would say it was
food.
drug,
Yeah.
food, and then I mean I remember. Oof, high school's I think a little different in Canada, but we have 4 years in high school and we have 3 years in junior high. So for junior high and then halfway through high school, I had friends and then I stopped having friends. People didn't want
Mm,
to be around me.
mm,
And
okay.
so I'm not quite sure. I didn't get into, I smoked marijuana, but I didn't, other than that, I don't remember much other than like food and the
Mm-hmm.
escape of marijuana. And
Mm, okay. So
yeah,
food was the only thing that you felt you had control over. And maybe it was also when you were eating, it distracted you from feeling the pain and the
yeah,
fear. So it was a numbing mechanism.
definitely.
And correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, now you're such a powerful fighter, you're an
Mm,
independent, strong woman that you figure I gotta take care of myself because no one is going to come rescue me.
rescuing me. Ha.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So Shirley, tell me more about this woman at work. How does
Yeah.
she remind you of your mom? What are some specific things that she say to you that upsets you?
It's that she actually doesn't say anything at all.
Mm. Okay.
So if I'm addressing things, it's not. She'll literally just turn her chair around and not even talk to you, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, uh, "Hello."
Okay.
um
Okay.
yeah, and there's uh then keeping score, or keeping tallies on things I say and then reporting it to someone else, but never
Mm-hmm.
discussing anything with me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it isn't about my interaction with the individuals, but rather things that I say to her, as in, like, I don't, I'm not sure I can
So,
say. Yeah,
so
go
you
ahead.
felt unseen, you
Yeah,
felt invisible, you
yeah,
feel like you don't matter, your voice
mhm,
doesn't matter,
yeah.
and you feel that she's only focusing on what's not working with you, what's
Yes,
wrong with you, and
yes,
she's not giving you space to be heard, to share
yes,
your voice, to share what's on your heart.
yes.
So she basically don't see you. Is
That's
what
what it
I'm
feels
hearing.
like. Yeah,
Okay. And if you can give, imagine if she, imagine I'm her now, if I'm standing
sure.
right in front of you, everything that's been buried deep within you, like even your mom, like this woman is a reflection of your mom, is what I'm hearing you.
Okay.
So if you can say everything that you've been wanting to say to her, what would you say? Just pretend I'm her.
Oh,
And pretend, Sharlene, you are the 10-year-old version of yourself who connect back to a moment when you felt really scared. You felt really hurt. You felt really hopeless and just don't know where to go. You call mom, you're crying for help, but she wasn't there. Connect back to that moment. If mom is right here right now, what would you say to her?
ooh, uh, and connect back to that moment of needing her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, why is it so hard to? I can't. Wow, mom, I need help. Like, please. Like, I'm scared, and I don't even know. Like, it's so debilitating. Like, I can't even. There's just so much confusion. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just feel like you did something wrong. Like it was my fault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I don't understand. Why does he hate me so much? Why can't you protect me? Why doesn't anybody see me? Why don't I matter? Yeah, I think that those are the major ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the ones I can think of, or not think of, but feel. Yeah.
What are some things you wish mom would know? What are some things that you wish that she would have known from your heart? Some things that you've never said to her?
I just wish she was stronger. Like, I wish she would have left. I wish
Mm-hmm.
she would have taken us with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she left, she didn't leave. I wish she would have left, and I wish she would have taken us with her, or like, I wish she would have found help. I wish she would have reached out to somebody. I would just,
What do you want her to know how you felt growing up?
just like worthless. Like, I felt worthless. Yeah, and if it affected everything in my life, and yeah, it just didn't, like, I didn't feel loved. I just felt like it was just going through the motions. Like, I knew I was in it anyways. I don't even know.
So
I
what
don't
did
know.
you cut yourself off when you said anyway? Where were you going into that you weren't allowing yourself to go?
Oh, I just feel like sometimes I ramble. So
Mm.
I try to
Okay.
stop.
So even now, there's a belief that got cultivated, even where you don't feel you deserve to be heard. So you cut yourself off because you feel like you're rambling on. You feel like you are taking up too much space. You're taking up too
Yeah,
much time, that you don't
yeah,
matter to speak anymore.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And how does that feel, Charlene, to
Not
not
very
have a
nice.
voice?
It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel very nice at all.
Mm-hmm.
And like it feels nice to hear it because I didn't recognize it for that. But now understanding why I do it,
Mm-hmm.
I,
So
I don't, yeah,
connect to the anger that you feel. There's anger deep inside. I'm
right.
feeling it as I'm speaking to you. I'm feeling the anger like at the almost at the pit of the belly.
Yeah,
That is just like it's like brewing in a way.
yeah.
Hasn't been looked at. It hasn't been given space to be fully expressed. So where is this anger coming from?
Just like, how did nobody do anything about this? How could you let this happen? How could you let this go on for as long as it did? How could
Mm-hmm.
you bring a second child into this world when you knew what he was like and you knew he didn't want me, but you wanted me? How could you be so selfish and irresponsible towards another human being? How could you put another human being through that?
Mm-hmm. So you have a younger sibling, Shirley?
No, I'm it.
Mm,
My brother is 7 years older than me,
okay.
and my father hurt him worse than he ever hurt me. And it was just like, why would you bring, he didn't, both my parents tell me that he didn't want me, but
Mm,
she wanted me. She wanted a daughter. So she
mm,
had another child, and it's just like, that's so reckless and irresponsible.
mm,
Like,
mm. So
yeah,
angry that mom knew that dad would hurt the kids at home,
yep.
but because she wanted to have a baby girl, she went ahead and had you. And
Hmm.
dad growing up told you he didn't want you. And did he hurt you physically?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. And do you remember the time, like the age frame when that
Uh,
happened?
the physical abuse started in grade 6. So I was,
Mm, mm-hmm,
whatever age that is, 10,
mm-hmm,
11, 9. That was the first time. All the other stuff was like screaming and name calling, and then
mm,
the physical didn't start till
mm.
then.
Okay.
I think I probably started, at least from, I feel like I started fighting back verbally,
Mm-hmm,
and then that's when the physical started.
mm.
Yeah.
So as you grew older, you were able to defend yourself. You were able to fight back
That's
verbally.
so, yeah, verbally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never fought back physically, which is really interesting because now I would never let that happen. But
Well, you were probably in a lot of fear, right? Fighting
okay,
back physically may have created more pain on your
probably,
body.
probably,
So
yeah,
you were probably just protecting yourself in that way.
makes sense.
So before you started fighting back, defending yourself, how did you cope when dad was screaming at you, yelling at you, calling you names? How did you
Well, I
cope?
would usually like, oh, like not the physical abuse, but during the verbal stuff, I would just cry, and he would just make fun of me for crying. So
Mm,
yeah, there's just a lot of crying. I think
okay.
that's why whenever I cry, I feel so uncomfortable. I'm like,
Um,
you're weak.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
So crying and expressing your pain, your anger, your sadness, your fear means that it was a sign of weakness, a sign
Yeah.
of surrender and not fighting back and not protecting yourself.
And then it felt like he had more power. Yeah.
Mm,
Then he had
mm-hmm,
another thing to say about me and how much he despised me, or at least that's what it felt like when,
mm-hmm,
like those little jabs of like, oh, here come the waterworks again. you know, and like those kind of comments, and you're just like, I
Yeah.
can't even control what's happening, and now I'm getting made fun of for something I can't even control, and you know, those feelings. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes words don't really matter, but it's the energy and the
Yeah.
tone, the
Yeah.
attitude, the facial expression that came with it.
Yeah.
So Sharlene, what do
Oh,
you want to
reflections.
say? What do you want to say to that? You can cuss, you can yell, you can say whatever. Everything is welcome.
What do I want to say to him? Like, the thing is, like, oh, it's weird. I feel like I understand, like, I get it. I'm sure he grew up with the same thing.
Well,
Same.
so pause. Notice,
Yeah.
Shalene, that even right now, your adult version of Shalene is trying to jump in and to almost diminish the existence, the importance of this anger, this pain that's in you, right? And I totally get it. Like the
Yeah.
more we grow up, the more we see the bigger picture. Like we
Yeah.
see that we get it. Dad may have been experiencing a ton of pain himself, so
Yeah.
we want to jump straight into forgiveness and compassion. But what I'm
Okay.
here for
Yeah,
right
please go.
now,
Yeah.
you know, Charlene, like I'm holding space for the little girl, the grade six up until, you know, whenever this ended. Like I'm holding space for that version of Charlene
Okay.
who who never even had the space to express what was coming up for her.
Oh, I can feel like that ugly cry coming.
Okay, allow it to come. Allow it to come.
Why do you hate me so much? Why do you hate me so much? Like, all I feel is hate.
Mm.
I just feel like you just hate me. Because how could you do this to somebody you love?
Mm.
And just like, please, please stop. This hurts a lot. It hurts a lot and it's scaring me. I just want it to stop.
Mhm.
I just want to feel safe. And you're not making me feel safe. You're making me scared. And I don't trust you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
And I want you to know this is how I feel.
Say it again, sir.
So if you were to say to him, this is what I want you to know how I felt growing up. This is how I felt. What would you say to him?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not understanding.
What do you want to say to him about how you felt growing up? What do you want him to know?
Oh, I want him to know. I don't. I don't. Oh, what do I want him to know?
And it's okay if you don't feel ready to share that.
I don't even know. What do I want him to know? Like, I think I'm still in the spot of I just want him to leave me alone.
Mm.
Like, I've blocked him on my phone because I
Mhm.
can't. Like, even one of the loves of my life, which is my dog,
Mhm.
she made her transition a few months ago, and he decided to message me and make it about him and how much he was hurting of her passing,
Mm.
and then just tell me what a shitty person I am and stuff.
Mhm.
And so it's like, just please, I just want you to leave me alone. Just please leave
Mm.
me alone. So that would probably be like, I wish you would have just left me alone.
Okay, great. That's fine. So I leave me the hell alone. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Get
Yeah.
out of my life. Like, what do you want to
Yeah.
say to him? You can say anything.
Like, go heal yourself. Don't
Mm.
come to me until you've healed yourself. I can't. I
Mm.
can't. You just keep hurting me over and over again. Like, live your life, be happy, stop trying to
Mhm.
make me be in your life. Like, I don't need to be in your life and you don't need to be in mine. Like, I understand that you are hurting and you were angry and it had nothing to do with me. I understand that now as an adult, but now I just need you to leave me alone. I'm not ready to have a relationship with you, and I don't know if I ever will be, but I certainly won't be as long as you keep coming into my life, because I've told him I'll reach out to you when I'm ready, when I'm ready. And he keeps doing it because it'll be like birthdays, like his birthday passed, and then he sent me this message of how disappointed he was in me that I didn't message him happy birthday. Like, okay, well, every time you message me, you got to tell me another problem you have with me. Just leave me alone, please. So
Mm-hmm.
just that
Okay.
frustration. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Sharlene, where do you feel the anger in your body?
Oh, without a doubt, in my belly.
Mm. Is it
Oh,
like
it's just, ooh.
tightness, like
Oh yeah.
constriction? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Just like the nastiest things just feel like they're there. Like just that anger, and oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. It's gross.
And
Like
if you can connect to it, if you can give it a color, like what is the color of that yucky stuff in your belly?
it's like, when you leave like lettuce salad in the fridge for too long and it just
Mm,
wilts and it's all just like gross.
so it's
Yeah, it's like,
slimy, it's
yeah,
wrinkly,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
black,
yeah,
yucky, probably
yeah,
stinky.
probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can give this like lettuce, yucky, way expired lettuce in your tummy that's brewing a voice, what does she wants to say to you? Like breathe into that spot in your belly.
I don't know. And I, I, I wish, I don't, this is the part that I get hung up on all the time.
And it's
Like,
okay. Can you allow it to not know what to say right now? Can you be okay with that?
I want to be, but cause I want to move through this already. Like, I feel like I've
Mm,
been stuck here for so long.
mm-hmm.
And I know I'm just not allowing myself to let go, but I don't know what I'm holding. Like, why? Ah, I wanted to leave already. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
like the roommate that, listen, you're not paying any bills. You need to go. So you're not serving me well in my life, and I need you to go. I like really just, you need to go. Like, I
And
ain't mad
sure,
at you. Yeah, please.
yeah, yeah. And what if the possibility is that the more you push against this part of you, the more you want her to go, is the reason why she keeps holding on even tighter?
So then, like, what do I do? Like, I don't, like, what am I not, I'm not
So
getting
what
something.
you get to do is to just sit here and be with this yucky stuff that's brewing in your tummy. So let's breathe into that spot, breathe into that anger. It's yucky, it's terrible, it's stinky, it's probably hurting even physically sometimes in your tummy. And you so badly want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But what if you said you had a dog that passed a couple months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was her name?
Chloe.
Chloe. Okay. Did Chloe pass because of sickness or illness? Okay. Did you get to spend time with Chloe before she passed? Okay. So consider the possibility that this yucky stuff in your tummy right now is a sick child or a sick puppy. And she's in a lot of pain.
She was.
Yeah. Like this thing right here in your tummy, it's in a lot of pain. It's doing everything that it can to get your attention, to get your love, to get your cherishment. So it reacts in anger when she's not feeling love, when she feels abandoned, when she feels rejected, when she feels that she doesn't matter. She's in a lot of pain. So she's going to do whatever she can to get the attention of Sharlene. The only person that can love her is you.
Mm.
Not even your dad, not even your mom. Can
How
you
do I
be open? Yeah,
sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, how do I love her? I was getting
Yeah.
ahead of myself.
That's a great question. How do you love a child who is sick?
I mean, I get taking care of the basics, really,
Mm,
like the nourishment, the laughter,
yeah.
uh, sleep, sleep,
Mm-hmm.
lots of sleep, just
Mm-hmm.
bringing joy. And just, to me, it's just joy and laughter and good
Mm-hmm.
food and good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things I think of. And if they like puppies, lots of puppies.
Yeah. So in other words, you would be very nice and loving to a child.
Yeah.
Would you tell her, go away, you're sick, I never want to see you again. Go away, I don't want you in my life. Like I don't just go away. Would you do that to her?
No.
Okay. And do you see that essentially that's what you're doing when you try to get past this part of you that you don't accept, that you so want to get over, this part of you that you think it's not okay?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So every moment when you catch yourself feeling the urge, feeling the desire, oh my gosh, like I've been stuck here for long enough. I'm so ready to move out of this anger driven place. Remind yourself, like, am I rejecting this part of me? Am I rejecting this sick part of me? And sick is totally okay. It's all part of
Yeah.
life, right? We get to be sick to purge some part. Like when we get sick, it's just a body fighting against something that's foreign, right? So
Yeah.
in a way, this part of you that feels angry, that feels painful, it was cultivated as a way to protect yourself. Think about it.
Okay. So, okay. So,
It's your best friend. It's
okay.
your best friend that got stronger and stronger over time to protect yourself. Because when you were little, you didn't have the safety, you didn't have the security. And adding on top of that, there were trauma, there were physical pain, there were emotional pain, and mom wasn't there. So the only way your body knew how to protect yourself was to get angry, was to hold on to these emotions, to numb yourself. And now you get to not push that part of you away. You get to love it.
Huh. So, instead of being in the moment of whatever was being said or any of the physical stuff, I would go within myself and just be angry. And then that way I focused on that instead of what was going on.
That's a huge step. Yeah, first of all, yes, you get to
Okay.
understand that everything that happens outside of you is neutral. It's neutral, but it pushes a button in you because there's a button to be pushed. So you get to tune all that focus inward and to hold space for the part of you that felt angry, that felt upset, and hold space for it. Don't judge it. Don't reject it. Don't be like, no, push it down, push it down. You're not supposed to be angry, because that only push it down even more. So breathe into the anger, breathe into the part of you that feels angry, and just watch it. Just watch it like you're watching a movie, or even talk to it like, hey, what is it that you want to say to me? What do I need to hear right now? Are you afraid? Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being angry. Thank you for showing me what my boundaries are. Thank you for showing me what I value. Thank you for warning me of potential danger to be hurt. Thank you for
Yeah.
protecting me, right? So become
Yeah.
best friend with your anger.
I get what you're saying. Instead of when it comes up being angry at myself for
Mhm.
being angry,
Mhm.
it's thank you for showing me where my boundaries are. And that makes total sense. Yeah. that I'm still acknowledging it
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still honoring it. And then through doing that, then I don't have to react from it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Sharlene, do you drive? Do you have a car?
Yeah.
Okay. Just think about anger when it comes up as the warning light that shows you're out of gas, right? You
Yeah.
don't beat the car up and be like, why are you out of gas? But you go and fill up the car with more gas. You acknowledge, thank you for showing me that I need more gas. And then you go and get more gas, right? So same thing
Mm.
with anger. It's just an emotion that shows up as a sign that something is crossing the line. I'm about to get hurt. I'm about to feel certain emotions. And so once you are cultivating a new relationship with anger. So as we're wrapping up, Sharlene, this was really powerful. What now that you have this new insight into looking at your anger, what would you say to it? Like if you can say anything to it, to this part of you.
My first reaction is just, I got you. Like,
Yeah.
I got you. We can do this.
Yeah.
Just that feeling of like, I don't know, I guess being that friend this idea that I have of, oh, this is going to be such a lack of a better term. I'm sorry. But like the ride or die, like the whole,
Mm.
I got you,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to just go hurt people. That's not what I mean. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to just walk away from you because you're not behaving in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge you. I see you. I understand. I don't know what it's like, but I'm here for you. I just
Mm.
that feeling of just, I don't know, just your best, the love, the unconditional love.
Mm.
There it
And
is. The
how does it
unconditional. Yeah.
feel to say that to this angry part of yourself?
There's a sense of just like the boxing gloves are off.
Mm.
Like I've taken them off. Like it just
Mm.
is like, because
I
like
love
to me,
this.
yeah, the boxing gloves always represent like we're about to fight, right?
Mm.
It's a rumble time. I don't
Mhm.
even watch boxing. I don't understand, but it keeps coming to mind.
It's
Uh,
so perfect, Sharlene. And it's such a perfect way to end this because you remember when we first started this conversation, you said you feel like you are at a boxing ring. You're
and
ready
you
to
weren't,
fight, right?
yes,
And this is how you live your life up until right before we started the call. You've been living on this like fight, flight, or freeze mode, constantly
yes,
on like adrenaline rush, like
yes,
always looking out for danger to get
yes,
hurt. So
yes.
little things may trigger you and you react with anger because that was the way you protect yourself. But
Yeah,
in the span of about an hour or so, we were able to ease off some of that pressure. And I experience you, even like this weight has lifted off of you, that there's
I
more
agree.
opening, there's more space for love to come in, for other things to come in. So of course you said the boxing gloves. It
Yeah,
feels like it got taken off. So
yeah, it does.
beautiful. Okay, so was this supportive for you, Sharlene? What was your biggest takeaway?
There aren't the words. I don't, it's like there aren't the words to convey. Like, and I can hear already what your response will be is that I attracted you and I
Hmm.
see things in you because they're in me.
Yes.
um, it's just, I'm just so thankful.
Hmm.
I couldn't say thank you enough. Like it wouldn't even begin. And I know you understand and I know you can feel it, but
I just want to give you a hug right now, Sharlene. Sending you so much love.
I'm just so appreciative. I really am. I just really am. Like I don't it's it's just like to take that weight off of my heart too. Like it just feels really great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
and Sharlene,
yeah.
I'm so glad that you said you knew what I was going to say because that's exactly what I'm going to say.
Yes.
You 100% called me in, right? There's this such a powerful fighter part of you, this huge desire to be cracked wide open, to be a vessel of love and no longer be a vessel of anger. Like
Yes.
you, because the desire was so strong, you were able to push through all of these pain and created an opening to receive first the series and then connecting with me and being so courageous to be on this call. But it's 100% you, right? Every step along the way, you had to say yes to yourself, even though it was scary, right? How many
Yes.
times you
Yeah.
said yes, even though you wanted to say no. So,
Yes.
so you get to celebrate you, you get to acknowledge you 100%. Like there's a million things that I can totally acknowledge you even for being on this call for the past hour. And you're absolutely right. What you see in me is what you see in yourself, right? So if you see whatever it is that you see in me, like maybe the power, maybe the whatever it is, the love, then that's all in you as well. So
Wow.
I want to say thank you, Shalene. I'm thanking you for being courageous. Like this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be able to share my gifts if you weren't courageous enough to be on here. And also on behalf of everyone who's listening, who resonated with your journey and your sharing, thank you. Right? You helped them. You were the one that are courageous enough to show yourself on here. But I'm sure a lot were touching their hearts. So thank you for doing this work. Any last words you would like to leave our audience off with before I end this call?
You're worth it. You're worth it.
Yes, you are. Heck
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you,
All
Miko. Thank
right.
you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Shalene. Amazing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Just a reminder, everyone, I'm opening up slots right now for a woman across the globe to be featured, just like Shalene has been so beautifully share her experience with us in this past hour. If you would like a chance to also come on and to be courageous, vulnerable, wide open with your heart
Do it.
to to release something that's been sitting on your heart, whatever it is, it can be anything. I would love to have you and we can create magic together while also uplifting the entire planet with love. So there's going to be a link that I'll put in the caption. Just go and sign up. Super simple application, and I will have you on. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Shalene. Sending so
Thank
much
you.
love to you.
Bye.
Everyone else, see you tomorrow for episode 3.
Bye.